So for the next look, a more exaggerated, dramatic look for going out in the evening, first I'm going to take, again, the angled liner brush and continue on with that same brow color that I was using earlier. And then filling it just very dark. Again, you can start a little bit further out to make that illusion of a high arch. You can go heavier on the bottom part of your brow, heavier than last time. I'm going to take a cotton swab again if you want to clean any lines up. And you're going to want to make sure your brow hits at the same point that your eyelid ends at. So basically, if you want to just take the end of your brush and make sure you go like this point should end where that point's at. So if you want to just make sure you're carrying it all the way down, just gives it a balanced look. Okay, so the next step is the false eyelashes. First step that I like to do is just make sure that the strip lashes that I'm using are the right size for my eye. And what I do is kind of just take both ends like this and line it up where I would put it on my lash line. And just to make sure that it's not too long, and if it is, that I can always just cut it. So if I do decide to cut it, I would definitely cut from the inner corner because the outer corner is where it wings out, and that's basically, you know, you want to keep that shape. So first step that I like to do is take my lash glue onto a cotton swab and just put like a really fine dot. And then take your strip lashes and make sure that you just place a really fine, thin line on the lashes. You don't want to go too much on this or else it's going to get everywhere. Just enough to make sure it's going to stay put. So I like to let it dry for a little bit. Make sure it gets nice and tacky. And then again, same motion, hold it, both ends. And then you're going to want to place it up to your lashes. And push it in really lightly. And again, don't worry about if you see any white spots, that will dry clear. So if you want to make sure that your natural lashes are kind of pushed together and cohesive with the false lashes, you can take one finger on the top and the bottom and just kind of push them together. Another thing you can do to make sure they're staying together is use your eyelash curler again and just really lightly press them together. And this part right here where the glue's dried, you don't have to worry about that white showing because we're going to run through it with liquid liner to cover that right up. So I like liquid liner because it has that really defined precision. You could always use gel liner with a angled brush like this one, if that's what you prefer too. A gel liner, cream liner, it's really all in what you prefer. I'm basically gonna take it horizontally and again pulling my eyelash taut, running through. And it's great because you already have the pencil liner there as a stencil. So you can kind of just follow that if you want to. And make sure you're letting it dry before you let go. You can kind of stop and check to see how thick of the line you want it to be, where the gaps are, and then just keep going. So since this is going to be more exaggerated, I'm going to take it out further and wing it out further, just strokes upward. Make sure all of that is defined and precise. So next, I'm going to highlight the inner corners of my tear ducts and right at the corner of my eye, just so kind of where the light naturally would hit your eye. And to do that, I'm going to take just a regular shadow brush. This is a shimmery shade, kind of similar to the one I used to highlight my brow bone, just a little bit darker. It's more of a goldish tint to it. Just gonna take it and dab it in. You can use the pads of your fingers to just blend that in if you want. And the cheeks, I'm gonna define that a little bit more as well by using a powder blush. It's very pink. I think it will help further define the apples of my cheeks. So take the blush brush, so it's slightly smaller than the powder brush we were using earlier, and then just put it on your apples of your cheeks. You can smile so you could figure out where, again, your cheekbones are. And just dust it in and blend. And then I also like to highlight just a little bit of my the top of my cheekbones. And to find where that's at, if you're not really sure, you could kind of take 2 fingers and just place it on your temple, and then wherever that hits, you could feel the top of where your cheekbones are at. And just a way to kind of highlight everything and make sure it pops. You could either use a highlighter just specifically for that purpose, or an eyeshadow. I'm just going to use the same thing that we used up here, that pearly iridescent color. Take the same brush and just like lightly dust it where the light would hit you. And we don't want to go too crazy on that because the whole pinup look is very matte and even. It's not dewy, but I just want to make sure that this part of your cheekbones being highlighted. And last but not least, it's the red lip. So what I'm going to use is a matte lipstick. It's this very red, deep red color. What's great about this one, it's kind of a universal red that pretty much anybody can use no matter what skin tone they are. I'm gonna take the lipstick, and instead of just applying it straight to my lips, the lip brush gives more control. First step that we're gonna do is line the lips. So I start at the inner part of my lips, and this will give a stencil of where to fill it in and make sure you're not going outside of the lines. So if you're afraid of a shaky hand, a good way to kind of troubleshoot that is to just anchor your pinky or whatever feels most natural to you on your face, so you kind of have a steady foundation of when you're doing the brush strokes. And just fill it in. You can blot together to make sure the color is distributed evenly. And then just keep layering from here. So if you want to clean up the line from here, you can take a concealer brush and just use the concealer that you would normally use for cover up. And just take a really, really small amount and just clean up the line if that's what you need to do. It's kind of like an eraser. So kind of go like this and just clean up the line. And you could just fill it in again, whatever is necessary, just to kind of get that even look. And then lastly, again, just translucent powder to even everything out. Just kind of tie it all in together. And voila, that is the classic pinup girl look. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you have fun trying them at home. If you have any suggestions for future tutorials later, please do let me know.